Hey, this is Charles Onyett with IGN. I'm checking out Diablo 3, and I'm just going to show off what you can do in towns in between killing stuff in the game. There's lots of footage of killing stuff on IGN's YouTube page, but in between fights, this is basically how you customize your character. So, first off is followers. Followers, you can accumulate 3 of them as you go along. You'll get a Scoundrel, a Templar, and an Enchantress that you can use while you're playing solo. And they have their own equip menus here. This is the Enchantress. They get
I know Cormac's larger and
specific weapons. They get unique items. That's what this is over here. She gets a focus. And they level up and learn new skills as they go. And you can sort of pick which skill you want them to focus on. So this is an either-or decision. So when my Enchantress hit level 20, I could either pick Reflect Missiles, which places a shield on the Enchantress and her allies, which is me. That reflects incoming projectiles for 5 seconds. I chose to bypass that in favor of Powered Armor, which is a buff that increases armor by 15% and slows attackers, which is useful for me because I am a barbarian, so I'm in close pretty much all the time fighting guys. And then you can just switch them out really easily. You just hit higher, and there you go. Now I've got my Templar. I can do the same thing with the Scoundrel.
Let us seek our fortunes together.
I got an achievement. There are lots of achievements in the game, by the way, and a banner reward. And then, yeah, I can open their inventories from here and equip them with new stuff. And I can also, without even hiring them, access their inventories to check out their skills and stuff. I haven't used my Templar in a while, which is why I still have 2 unselected skills here. I'm going to go back to the Enchantress because I like her behavior in battle.
Let us fight this evil together.
I got another achievement. And yeah, you can talk to them as well about various accounts in-game and such. But I'm not going to do that right here. I'm going to show off some of the crafting systems. So at this point in the game, this is the very beginning of Act 3, and I'm trying not to speak to any characters without any spoilers here. But I have access to a Blacksmith, who you may have seen before in prior videos because the Blacksmith was in the beta, as well as a jeweler over here. So the jeweler is a little simpler. You basically just pay money to train, and like the barbarian, or like the blacksmith, as you pay money, the actual shop will upgrade in visual appearance. So I'll do that here before I look at the functionality, and I'll just pay $5 grand. And you get the shop upgrade. You get a fancy new graphical effect there, and then I can go back, and what the jeweler can actually do is combine crappier gems that I've picked up into better ones. So I have here in my inventory 3 chipped amethysts that have different effects when socketed into weapons. It adds life in weapons per hit, adds life on helms, just a general 5% bonus to health, and then in anything else it adds 6 vitality as a chipped amethyst. And then so I can combine those together for a fee into a flawed amethyst, which I will do right now. Just wait for this timer to go. And there's the flawed amethyst, and so I get plus 3 life on each hit if this is socketed into a weapon. Now I get 6% life in a helm, and plus 10 vitality in anything else. So you get a little bit of an upgrade there, and this just goes up and up. So then here I need, if I wanted to make a regular amethyst, I need 3 flawed ones, and so on. If I want flawless, I need 3 regular ones, and on and on. And I can do the same thing with emeralds as well, because I have 6 of them. 6 of the chipped ones sitting here. So that is basically how you upgrade the gems and combine them into better ones. That replaces the Herodric Cube from Diablo 2. You can also remove gems in Diablo 3. So I actually have this sword, socketed sword, sitting in my inventory. In order to add gems to socketed items, you just go over an item pane for something that's already socketed and just dump the item into it. And then if you want to remove it, you just bring the item over here and say remove gems, and there you go. It brings the item back and it rewards you, it refunds you with the item and the gem, so nothing is destroyed in that process. You're free to mix and match. Whereas, yeah, before you basically had to make decisions about what you wanted to permanently upgrade. And it looks like in order to upgrade them anymore, I need to actually collect pages of jewel crafting in addition to hand over money, and I don't have any of those yet. So he is basically capped, level capped for me, the jeweler is, until I can find some of these pages of jewel crafting.
I waited 1,500 years for this.
So over
Should
to the Blacksmith, who is just over on the other side of town here, who I've upgraded a few times, so he has a decent looking shop here. And this is where I make all of my items. So I can train him in the same way, hand over cash and learn, well, not cash, this is in-game currency, to clarify, since there is a real money auction house in Diablo 3, not active yet, but this is not real money I'm handing over, this is virtual currency. I'm not gonna give him that because that's actually rather expensive. But what I can do here is break down other magical items to refund components like these subtle essences and fallen teeth that I can then use to turn into new weapons. So I can show that off real quick. It's pretty simple. You just hit that button and then hover over items in your inventory and click them. There you go, I'm getting new items. I don't know if I want to destroy these socket ones yet, but you get the general idea there. And then as you upgrade him across levels, and he actually costs a lot more to upgrade a full level, you learn these new recipes, and I only have one really rare thing I can make right now because I'm still pretty low level, which is this Journeyman Arming Cap, which takes up teeth and essences and costs actually quite a bit of money to make. And I've made a couple of these. I'm actually wearing one. Then you can kick more of them out into your inventory and put them up on the auction house if you want. And what differentiates them is you're not making the same item every single time. I mean, it's going to be a rare helmet, but you don't know exactly what the magic properties are going to be. So this one, I, for instance, got a socket on it that I could socket with whatever I wanted, in addition to strength, vitality, and a bonus to the life that health globes give me. So if I did this again, I would get different properties. It's just 4 random magic properties. So that encourages you to kind of cycle through all of the items over and over again to see if you can get stats that really match up with the way you're trying to play with your class. And then if you get items that don't necessarily match up with what you're trying to do, you can either break those back down into essences and teeth, or you can set them up on the auction house, which I can show off right now, actually. So it's weapons and armor that you can forge here. So if you don't like what you've made, first off, you can put it in your shared stash if you want, so I can just dump items in here. You can upgrade the space in your shared stash. So you see, it's actually really expensive, but you are not limited to this space. You can upgrade this all the way down here. You see there's different tabs here as well. And then all your characters can access this. So in order to actually put stuff up on auction, you actually have to leave the game, which I'm going to do, and head over to my auction house, where I have a couple active auctions right now. My item's not very popular, but to sell stuff, you actually get access to your inventory, your personal inventory here, as well as your shared stash. So if I wanted to put this, let's say I want to put this rare helm up, you then set a starting price for, I'm gonna try to keep this low, so let's say 250, that's a bid price, and then you can set a buyout price if you want, which I'm gonna say 2,500, even though I'm sure there are like a billion of these helmets up because you can craft them. But hopefully someone likes this one in particular. So then create auction. You have a limited amount of time to cancel, 5 minutes. It doesn't look like you can cancel auctions after that time. And then, yeah, that's your active auction. You have a max of 10, looks like. And then this is where the real money auction house is, which is not active, but you would click that button, and it says that's coming on 5/22. So that's an overview of what you can do in Diablo 3 in between killing a whole bunch of stuff. And for a lot more on Diablo 3, head over to IGN.com.